Hi and welcome to animation using the MIDI load feature with a modified file using the MIDI Helper program. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just give you a quick example of what we've been doing. So if we go down here, this is a basic set. This is quite a nice drum kit. In this particular case, I'm just going to run through some quickies where you could go wrong and how you can get things to start to animate. So first of all, we're going to get this seat here. We don't need that in the way at the moment because I like to see what's going on. So we're just going to move that out of the way. Now, the next process that we're going to look at is that all of these are parented together in various locations. Now, that's fine, but when you start doing the animation, you're forever going down the tree to find it. So for now, and you can always return it back to where it was before. So we're going to click on that one, and I'm going to unparent that particular item, which is the top one there. That's one of the flashes there. This one over here, I'll do exactly the same thing. So we'll do click on that to highlight it, and over here, that's the ride. I'm going to actually deparent that one. Okay, we'll do the same with these as well. That tom there, unparent that one, and I'm going to unparent that one. And the last couple of things are the snare. Now you need to go in quite well with this particular bit here. Okay, so we're going to click on that one. Two things I'm going to do here. I would like, first of all, to rename that so that drumstick becomes the left one. Okay, and then this one becomes the right hand one. So I'm just renaming them, otherwise it gets a bit confusing. Okay, so again, I'm going to unparent those ones. And now when I look at it here, we've now got the existing parts in there that aren't unparented, and our ones that we may want to move later on and mess around with are all unparented. Okay, so let's kick off with doing a bit of animation. So Casual has made a MIDI load program that allows you to take the MIDI file and indeed animate objects. So very, very clever program written by Casual. So thank you very much for that, Casual. What we're going to do first of all, with Casual's script, we can use it using the content library, or because he very kindly sent me one of the programs, the actual script file, I'm going to use that one. So here, the first thing I'm going to do is open up the script file. Okay, so there's various places we can go and have a look at that. That'll be there, Midiload. Okay, so we're going to click on that one. Please respect the copyright of the script. That's really nice of him to do what he's done for us. So we're much appreciated for that one. Okay, so we need to first of all get the MIDI file in here. So in here we haven't got any MIDI data. So I'm going to run this file and I'm going to choose quantize on and ignore controllers and load text. Here we're going to load the text file. Now here's the one I made earlier on. So I'm going to click on that one. Now what we're going to get is going to load up all the MIDI information, and you can see where the channels are now coming in. And basically, if you've got like a keyboard, you can put that on the left hand or the right hand on any channel you want. So you could have your right hand playing on channel 1, your left on channel 2. You can indeed have another instrument in here playing on another channel, and the drum kit playing on channel 10. So we're using the channel separation, hence the MIDI file 1 format, to give us the ability to animate certain ones. So there we go, that's all 12 in. So just have a quick look over here. We can see in there, we can see all of the channels that are there, okay? So that's the percussion and everything else that's been used. in this particular song I created, I've used a piano on 1 and 2 for the left and right hand, and 3 is actually another copy of the piano, but it's using its own naming convention in the actual MIDI load file, so we won't worry about that too much. Okay, so we've now got the MIDI file in. Okay, and we might want to load the song itself. So in audio, we're going to load the MIDI file in there as well. Sorry, not the MIDI, but the WAV file in there. We'll accept that. So now we've got the MIDI file, which we're going to use to control the animation, and we've got the WAV file that'll play the song for us. When you come to export this as video, we've been doing it with single JPEGs, not using the AV and other processes to do that, but we'll come on to that later on. So here we've got our drum kit, and now I am going to select, first of all, this hi-hat. Now, you have to be a bit careful how you do this. So the first thing we're going to do is click on the foot pedal of the hi-hat. Okay, if you select these, then you need to select the actual bone part of that there. That is where you want to use that bit and not this. Otherwise you get some funny effects occurring. But this, clicking on that, we can make that do what we want it to do. But for now, we're going to use the hi-hat. Here's the hi-hat. Okay, so we start. I've now selected that hi-hat. I'm going to run that script. I'm going to choose the assignments. I'm going to choose channel 10. And I'm going to now choose the hi-hat there. Now, the thing here is that it's not unparented. So if we press this button, these are going to start moving. So we use here the master 1 function. You add the item in and you apply the assignments. Don't click it again, just leave that where it is. Now, a very useful program is the Animate 2 stroke Keymate. Obviously, Animate 2 is for doing various things which can be useful for moving things around. But the Keymate is quite essential. Now, for some reason, it starts off in TR, which is no good to you. So you need to go TR SV. Now, when we open this up and we do a little bit of moving down, we can see the hi-hat has now come up. If I now move this slider, we can get right down into the detail of using that timing. Now here, I'll now open this up and we'll get that so we can see it nicely. Here we go. Okay. Now, if we come along with the slider, you can see it starting to do things. But if you look, it's going past the hi-hat bottom one, which is not much good to us. So what we're going to do here, we can choose all these other functions. So on the parameter tab, we can say adjust that height. So I'm going to make it go down by 3. So you can actually put the number in there if you want to be even more accurate. But for now, we're going to look at it. So what's happening now is it's coming in and it's changed it. Now, notice there that it's put that new level in there. Now, when we do it, it's going down, but not quite far enough. Okay. So as I say, we can go over here. Let's make that minus 1.78. Minus 1.78. Put it there. Now let's have another look and see what that's done. So that's even worse, okay? So that's not what we want to do. So come back, make sure that lines up there. And now we're going to go 1.6. Okay, so it's minus 1.68. Now when we come back, it's going to get closer to where we want it to go. So you can mess around with those figures until you get it spot on. The important thing here is that there needs to be pushed to the front end, okay? So now it's set up this bottom bit for us right at the start of the time. Now when it comes along, it will pop along there and go up and down quite happily. Now this is the note on I was telling you about. this is the next note on, and this is the note off, which is roughly 50% between the two. Okay, so now instead of it being right there, you've now got a good clonk there as it goes up and down. So if we now play that, as you can see, that is now going up and down in lovely sync, and it's animating that much better. If it was here, it would be so fast you could hardly see it. There's a slight discrepancy in the times, but when you actually animate it and you do all the rendering, then a lot of this becomes even more accurate. So that's what we've basically done using that function. Okay, so let's go out of there, and notice in that particular one, I used the foot pedal and left all that connected together. So none of that was unparented. Now this is the same with the drum. If we do the pedals now, and we again come down to the scripting part, and we now run that again. Don't forget you can run that over here. You don't have to use it from here. Casual very kindly sent that to me. So let's do this one then. So we go assignments, we go channel 10. Down here, it happens that 28 from my previous Excel sheet tells me it's the bass drum. So we're going to choose that one. Again, we're going to choose master. We're going to add it, apply the assignment, and come out of it. And just to make sure, you can just do a quick flash across there to change it. Now in here, we have got the pedals and the other one. Now don't forget to move this back, otherwise you think it hasn't happened, but it has. So these are the hi-hats running, and here the drum is now running. So now if we look here, you can start to see that working. Okay, so there you go. That's how you get the hi-hat and the bass drum to start syncing up. The ones you've got left, you're going to need a little bit of work on these ones, because although you've got some good MIDI timings to use, you have got other things to think about. So from that MIDI file, you know you've got your different rim shots and things like that. Well, the rim shot's here. So on this particular one here, there's two functions in there. So that, if you look on the MIDI data, we're going to have a quick look at this one. And we have a look at this one, choose channel 10. And now we come down, you see you've got the psychic rim shot and you've got a snare. Both of those are allocated to the snare drum. The difference is the rim shot's going to be hitting the side here, and the other one's going to be hitting it in the center. So that's going to have 2 or 3 different types of MIDI functions to make it do different things. Whereas this one, this is the ride cymbal. If we click on that one, we can hit this ride cymbal on the edge, we can hit it across the face, or we can hit the bell part of it, which is this bit here, using the tip of the actual drum tip, or we could hit it with the flat part of that to get a different sound. We can also hit that down so that it hits down and it stays down, which sort of deadens the actual sound, or we can actually just ting it so that it rings. So there's different ways of hitting these different parts to get different sounds out of them. So anyway, that's how we're going to do that. Now, these ones, the MIDI timing for that, if I actually found the MIDI timing for this one and added it in, it wouldn't actually, all it would do is have markings, MIDI timings of where it's actually been hit. But what you would need to do is a little bit of extra animation on the actual cymbal part itself to make it wobble. So you've got the MIDI time to make sure you can hit it, which you would actually put on the actual stick, if you like, the drumstick there. So you can put the timings on that so that it hit the cymbal at the right time. But when it comes to it doing a bit of wiggling and waggling, you'll have to do that yourself. So anyway, have a bit of fun. I hope that's helped you out a little while to see where you're going. One other feature that I'll be showing you later on is how to make sure this thing moves the actual drumstick to the right location. So we'll have a look at that in another video at another time. But anyway, have a little bit of fun. I hope that's helped you out a little bit. Take care now.